As soon as I realized that we were going to make the film, and then I realized I wanted to direct, I knew immediately that I didn't want to be in the movie. I was inspired by, movies like The Shining, that, the Overlook Hotel. That building is a character in itself. I did always know I wanted to direct one day, but it was not where my focus was at the time. And so when I started to write the script, I didn't even think about whether I was going to finish the script. And then once I finished the script, I wasn't even sure if that meant I was going to make the movie. And then once I realized, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to make the movie, then I realized, okay, I guess I'm going to direct this thing. It was more than a working title. It was the title, and it was also kind of the seed or the heartbeat of the story in a way. It was the first thing I wrote down, and I feel like it was kind of the core or energy that I was trying to channel, wanting to take this word that has been used so negatively and trying to subvert that and to take the power back.
We need to find out what's really going on.
What was also very interesting is that we found that women were very uncomfortable and didn't want to see the movie because of that word. And so, of course, this is a movie that I want women to see. But and I do love our new title. I actually think that it's better and it focuses the story in a more interesting way. I think when I was first writing it, I was probably automatically putting myself in Frida's position just because I'm kind of writing from my perspective. But as soon as I realized that we were going to make the film, and then I realized I wanted to direct, I knew immediately that I didn't want to be in the movie, which actually really freed me up creatively to make Frida even more interesting, because sometimes, even though when you subconsciously, are connecting someone to yourself, it almost limits you. And so once I was able to see Frida as a completely different person than myself, she really came alive. I wanted to weaponize his charisma, and I wanted to weaponize what the public think we know about him or how we view him. It was very important that Slater King was somebody that, not only the audience felt comfortable with, but Frida also felt comfortable with, so we didn't find her stupid for going to the island. And especially since the whole movie really is about living in this fantasy and feeling safe and feeling beautiful, and then having the rug ripped up from under you. And so, I thought he was the perfect person to do that. And I also felt like he's such a wonderful actor, and I don't think he's been given the opportunity to play something like this. And so that was also really exciting for me to see myself. That was something I wanted to see, and so I thought, if I want to see this, I bet other people want to see this too.
What are we gonna do about you?
We all needed to see
right?
This. Thank you very much.
When kind of trying to dream up, what is this location going to look like? I think at first it felt almost too obvious and like something we'd seen before to have something very modern, very sleek, because obviously he's in tech, and so that was the first thing that we thought of. And then I thought, okay, we've seen that before. How can we make this more interesting? And the more that I really also kind of delve into the deeper themes of the film, I really wanted to have this backdrop of colonialism. And so I was inspired by, movies like The Shining, that, the Overlook Hotel. That building is a character in itself, and having the history of it being built on an ancient Indian burial ground, and so I was really inspired by that. And so once we found that location, that kind of became the core of the aesthetic of the film. I've learned so much from all of the directors that I've worked with, not in so much of a, sit down and tell me what it's like kind of a way, but, I've always been so interested in filmmaking. And so whenever I'm on set, I really do. I ask a lot of questions. I pay attention. I'm always so curious to see the difference of, how they communicate, what they want. And so, I've had the honor of working with people like Jean-Marc Vallée and George Miller and Matt Reeves and Steven Soderbergh. And so I'm a little nerd on set, and so I'm just watching in awe of them and taking notes. And so I've definitely brought a lot of what I've experienced with those artists with me on this ride.
Konbini!